everybody. Good morning to you. How are you? So, this is going to be kind of a special video, a special react, because this is going to be about just the Twitter peeps, stuff on Twitter. This is not going to be a react to any of Chantal's live or recorded videos because I've got a lot to say. I'm not even going to monetize this video. I know I can't because I'm going to say some bad words. I'm going to say some real bad words, and YouTube has a problem with people who say bad words. It's not a, adult only website. So you got to be careful of your words sometimes, but I just don't feel like being careful today. I got a lot to say. So let's rewind a little bit before we get into the Twitter peeps and what's going on there. Let's rewind a bit. So what did Foodie do yesterday? Foodie went out to a restaurant and she had herself a meal, and she said she paid about $27, $30 for the meal. And so she had a little nice time out, right? Well, the last time I checked, going out to dinner, having a meal out, even a fast food meal these days is expensive and it's kind of a luxury. If you're low on money, you don't go out to eat. You buy groceries, you buy what you can with the money that you have, and you stay home until you get the luxury money to take yourself out. But she went out yesterday, and I was just informed by Twitter, thank you, Twitter, that today starts Ramadan. She's supposed to be a Muslim woman doing different things during Ramadan. And what is she spending her Ramadan doing? Begging. She is outright begging. She is grifting like nobody's business. She's grifting, y'all. She's grifting hard. You're not going to believe just how much she's grifting and the way she's doing it. It is absolutely outrageous. And that's why I'm making this video, because like I said, I got a lot to say. So, little overview before we get started. Like, what is the grift consisting of? Well, Foodie wants people to send her money on PayPal for request. Foodie, don't you already have something set up for that? Don't you have Cameo? Because that's what you've been using Cameo for, is, like under the covers doing the feeder requests, because if you weren't making money on Cameo, you wouldn't have kept it up this long and you wouldn't be promoting it this much. And I'm sure people are paying you more than just doing personalized messages. I'm sure there are other requests coming through that you are fulfilling. But I guess you want more money in pocket because you're selfish. You do not want to give YouTube their 30% of what you make, because that's the thing, y'all. If you are a YouTube content creator, if you are monetized, YouTube takes 30% right off the top, whatever you make. That includes the Google AdSense money. That includes memberships, super thanks, super chats, all of it. They get their cut, and they should, because it's their website and we're using it, and they're giving us the grace of being able to monetize our stuff. So, they're getting their cut. They got to pay for advertising and all that. But also on Cameo, I'm sure Cameo takes their cut. So essentially what Chantal's doing is that she's trying to find a way to get more money in pocket and cut out two places where if she did it the regular way, they would get their cut. She wants as much money in pocket as possible. And I think that is outrageous, because as someone who has a over 100K channel, as far as money, she should be fine, right? Considering the Google AdSense money, the super chats that she receives, maybe even the super thanks, Cameo, you would think she would be fine. And she doesn't need to grift. But she is. And this ain't the first time. Y'all remember that little grift she did where she said she was going to go feed the cats? She got a lot of money through PayPal. She said she was going to take everybody to the pet food store and buy pet food, but she didn't. What did she do? Immediately she did a mukbang. So I guess it was more important to take the money that people gave you for cat food. They gave it for a specific purpose, to be used for a specific thing, but You didn't want to use it for that specific thing right off the bat. What you chose to do was to buy a meal to feed yourself and then also make a video at the same time and monetize it. So essentially you made money off of other people's money. And then you triple dipped by doing a live where you were feeding the cat. So again, making money off of other people's money when all you had to do was make a video, a good video, a quality video, and you would have made plenty of money without having to go for other people's money. But wait, y'all, there's more. So what's the grift today? Well, I guess she's considering people sending her money on PayPal for requests as sponsorships. Yeah. So she is openly doing the feeder requests. And that's why I'm making this video, because that is entirely too much. Foodie, after today, you ain't got nothing to say to any reaction channel, any clip channel, anybody that in the past you branded as a vulture, saying we're all vultures and we're stealing your content, we're taking money out of your pocket. Madam, you are over there trying to take money out of everybody else's pocket. We're over here putting in the work, because trust me, it is work to make you entertaining. We put in the work with our commentary, adding video clips, adding anything that's entertaining to your videos, because you are not doing your due diligence to be entertaining. Hence the reason why you're broke as fuck right now and you're begging for money. You're absolutely begging for money. How dare you miss 106K channel? And that's another thing, y'all. She went out to eat last night. And I'd like to show you something. I really would like to show you something, because there are all kinds of receipts today. Yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, there are. We're going to show them. Yep. How about this? Y'all take a look at this. Y'all look down here. 2/27/25. That was yesterday. Look, she went up 1,000 subs. She's buying subs again. I don't know why. I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense to me to spend money on something when you're broke, to spend money on something that makes no sense and is not going to make that much of a difference. Because if you buy subs, guess what? They're all fake subscribers. They're not going to buy the memberships. They're not going to watch your videos. They're not going to give you a super chat or a super thanks. You are spending money on something where there's going to be no return. But yeah, her sub count went up by 1,000. So she's broke, but she's going out to eat, luxury and buying subs. And then she has the nerve, the audacity, the gall to beg money from people, saying, send it on PayPal. Don't even bother sending me super chat, super thanks, all that, because I need all the money right now. That's what she's doing. Yeah, that's exactly what she's doing. Outrageous. Like, y'all know, I've been calling her out for the feeder stuff for years. And I did that because I knew about that stuff. And I thought that other people on YouTube should know. I felt it was a responsibility as a person that I know something. And those that are watching Foodie's content, whether it's one of her beezers or somebody in Girl World or Reactor, like people watching her, that they don't know what they're looking at, or they're not aware that they should be made aware. Because when cases like this, where somebody is on YouTube doing content that they should not do, because feeder content is adult content. There's no way around it. It's adult fetish content. Fetish content has no place on YouTube in front of people, ordinary people of the public who did not ask to see it, don't want to see it, prefer not to see it. You're putting it in front of them, and you're not even letting them know what they're about to watch. So either they can consent to watch it or they can walk away. But I've been calling around for the feeder crap for years. And I've also been clocking her on all the fetishes she's been doing on YouTube. Let's run down some of the stuff she's done that we all remember, that I remember. Let's see. Doing exhibitionism. This was back in crackhead Olympics days. Flashing parts of her body. That's an adult fetish. Let's see. We're doing the feeder content, of course. What else? She's doing the adult baby stuff. Catering to the poo fetish guys, you know, pooping on the side of the road and talking about her bodily functions, and also catering to guys that their fetishes, they want to hear about, oh, you might have had an accident in your pants. And now recently, with her wearing a diaper on stream, adult baby fetish. I'm letting you guys know about these fetishes because I want you to know what you're looking at. Because she's not going to let you know. All she cares about is making money on YouTube. And she don't care what she subjects you guys to, what she puts in front of you, how it affects you, how it makes you feel. It's all about getting her coin. And I got a big problem with you doing that, Foodie, because YouTube is not an adult-only platform. It isn't. There might be people that are under the age of 18 watching your stuff. I don't approve of that. You want to do adult fetishes? There are sites that you can do that on. Tell your feeder jerks to meet you on those sites. Corral them all over there. Keep it off of YouTube. You hear me? It don't belong here. It just doesn't. You don't even have the decency to age restrict your videos or put in the description, hey, I'm going to be catering to this today, to let people know. Nah, you just put it in front of them. But I went off topic. Sorry about that. Went on my soapbox. I'm off now. Let's get back on topic with this. So here you guys can see she bought 1,000 subs. Again, don't know why. Makes no sense. That extra number is not going to parlay into more money for her. But yeah, she did that. So she went out to dinner, luxury, buying subs, another luxury. And then there's this. Let's go to Twitter. I love all the Twitter people. I really do. Because Twitter had a lot to say. Let's see. Where am I going next? I don't even know. I can't even see. What is this? Is this where I want to be? It's okay if it's not. I'll figure it out. All right. So let's just go through Twitter. I had certain things pulled up, but we'll find them all. Okay. This is a post from me saying I'm just going to drop this here. And Foodie Beauty, I would think feeder content is adult content. So you want people to send you stuff on PayPal, do you? This is something you should know, Foodie. What is PayPal's policy on transactions that involve sexually oriented goods and services? Y'all check this out. Sexually oriented digital goods or content delivered through a digital medium. Examples of digital goods include downloadable pictures or videos and website subscriptions. Bam. So, are you using PayPal to get money for private feeder requests? You can get in trouble for that. Big trouble. Real big trouble. Let's check this out. And this has to do with Foodie and her little trips out. Stormy says, Foodie Beauty, a person leaving a review on TripAdvisor said Azteca, located in Pearl Manzouk in Salmia. That's exactly where his sister supposedly lives, and rumor is he is now staying with her. Knowing her past behavior, she is definitely stalking him. So, Foodie, all these trips you're doing over there, you stalking Salah? Is that what you're doing? If you are, that wouldn't surprise me, because that's what you did with Natter, right? That's what you did with him. I mean, we heard about the drive-bys, and we saw one of them. Remember that night you got all gassed up from your chat and you made an excuse about going to a dispensary near his house, even though there are other dispensaries not near his house and you could have gone to any one of them. But you chose one near his house just so you'd have an excuse to drive by and see if he was there. The two of you were fighting that night. He said he wanted to go out with his friends because he'd spent 3 whole weeks with you. and you didn't like that. And so your mind just started going crazy, And you thought, he's with somebody. I have to go check. So you went over there to see if the lights were on, to see if somebody was there. And you even went so far as to walk up to his house, check the door, and look in the windows. Yeah, you and your little stalking ways. So are you doing that to Salah? You got a tracker on his phone to see where he's at. Sophie from France says, nope, she is breaking terms of service. YouTube takes a cut in every transaction. Correct. They do. That's how they make their money. You know, they give us the grace of letting us monetize our videos and such. So they got to take something on the back end. They got to make money. They got to pay for advertising and whatnot. I mean, running a website ain't free. That's how they balance it out. So she's trying to circumvent YouTube and also Cameo by saying, hey, just give me the money directly. Send it through PayPal. Broke, are we? Maybe you shouldn't be going out to dinner. Maybe you shouldn't be going out to dinner, Foodie. Maybe that shouldn't be happening. Lilu Ginger Witch says, yep, you already got paid through YouTube, and memberships are the way to support the channel. You want more money? Make merch. Right. Pimping yourself out for feeders and calling it sponsoring is probably the most pathetic thing you've ever done, even over buying your marriage. Fondue Pondu says, Foodie Beauty, why in the F should people pay for your content props? Your job you choose to do is film content. You already fleeced them out of memberships. You don't do members-only lives, and now you expect them to pay for your food and entertainment? That is greedy. Yeah, and she's doing this at the start of Ramadan. How about that? She's supposed to be a Muslim revert, but begging this hard at the start of Ramadan. So here is her post. She says, hi, guys. So I recently got a couple of Cameo requests to get a meal I like. So I came up with an idea for fan sponsorships. Basically, you can request a specific mukbang or restaurant to go to live in real life by sending the funds for it to my PayPal, and she gives her PayPal. This is a great way to support my channel and to see the content you want. You can also pay to sponsor any kind of video, really, if you want me to do something specific. Not illegal or disrespectful to the public, of course. No one is obligated to do anything, and this is just solely for those who would like to sponsor a video for fun and support. Let me tell you something, Foodie. Listen. It is no one's responsibility on YouTube to feed you. Ain't none of us your mom or your dad or your family. You're not a toddler anyway. You're an adult. Even if we were your mom and dad, it's not our responsibility to feed you. It's no one's responsibility to feed you. How dare you? Almost 41 years old, and you're telling people they need to feed you, put food in your mouth. You're on YouTube, 100+ K channel. You should be fine. You should be absolutely fine. I don't know how much money you make on YouTube. It ain't none of my business, and I don't care. Whatever you make is what you make, and it doesn't affect me. What I got a problem with is the begging, though. I mean, I got a much smaller channel than you. Do you see me begging? Do you see any of the reaction channels that you call vultures begging? No, we don't do it. You know what we do? We work. We work on YouTube. We work off of YouTube. We have jobs. We handle our shit. We don't come to the public and say, give me, give me, give me. No, that's you. That is so you. That is all you. That's what you do. How can you sit there and call us vultures, and at the same time you're over there acting like a vulture, just flying around looking for any scraps you can get hold of? And by the way, since we're here, y'all, I'm just going to put this out there. Foodie is a raging food addict. Her level of addiction is insane. She is addicted to food. Her habit with food is so large. It is so out of control. She literally needs thousands and thousands of dollars just to keep her addiction at the level that it's at. If Foodie didn't have her YouTube channel, If she didn't have her Cameo, if she didn't have her Feedies, and she had to go get a regular job, she would not be able to keep her food addiction at the level that she's built it at. Ain't no way. There's no regular job that she could get that would give her a salary to where she could spend $5,000 a month on food. And I'm giving you that number because long ago, Foodie told us what she spent on food. And this was back in her crackhead Olympics days. She said she spent $4,000, $5,000 a month on food. I can't even imagine what it is right now. But her food addiction is so bad that she has to literally crowdsource and crowdfund out to get all the food she wants. She doesn't need all that food. Nobody should be paying her to indulge in her addiction. You hear me? And I mean no one. And it should be common sense, absolute common sense, that if you are giving money to someone who's an addict, you gotta know where the money's gonna go. It's gonna go for the addiction because that's what they're most concerned with. They are not gonna be responsible and pay their bills and pay their rent. It's gonna go for that addiction because they're all wrapped away around it. And she is wrapped around her food addiction big time. You give Foodie money, that's where it's gonna go, the food. She doesn't need more food, she needs less. She needs to back away from that addiction, but that is for her to figure out, not me. But she's trying to take feeder requests and she's calling them fan sponsorships. Hey, Beezers, when you watch her videos, when you buy the memberships on her channels, you're basically sponsoring her that way. It's already happening. So why does it have to go to the level of PayPal? Why? You're already supporting her channel by watching her boring ass videos and buying the memberships and doing these super chat and the super thanks. You don't need to go beyond that. You don't. What should be happening is that she should be doing more for y'all. Like she's asking more and more and more from all of you Beezers, and she's not giving up anything, is she? No, because she's a taker. That's what Foodie does. That's what she's done for years. She is a straight up taker. She takes. She doesn't give. She'll make empty promises to you, but then she won't fulfill the promises ever. She'll just keep you hanging on and acting like she's going to fulfill the promises, but she never does. Oh, I'll do great content for you. Really? Where is it? What's your excuse? What is your excuse, Foodie? You can do anything you want. You can't even say, I've got a regular job and I can only film content on certain days. No. This is all you do. You made it your business to make YouTube your business, to do nothing but YouTube. And you're even failing at that. Making a video, doing a live does not take that much time. Doing some editing does not take that much time. Not compared to somebody else out there who might be working a 8 to 10 hour job and dealing with morning and evening traffic and then have to come home exhausted. If a person can do all that and accomplish things, why can't you? But how dare you do this? Asking more money from your Beezers. You just got through grifting them for cat food money because you didn't want to feed Julia. So you were expecting other people to pay for her cat food and feed you and then turn around and double and triple dip, making money off the content that essentially other people paid for. You got nerve. You got real nerve. Carolyn's mentality says, this is the reason Chantal wants her PayPal put under friends and family, not having to report it as income. That's right. And when you're on PayPal and somebody sends you something through friends and family, guess what, y'all? The fee isn't as much. PayPal doesn't take as much when you put it under friends and family. So again, she's trying to figure out ways to get the most money in pocket. Just want to let y'all know that. Okay, moving on to here. D. Angry Scott says, hey, Foodie, isn't this a violation of PayPal terms of service? Asking your paying feeders to send money as friends and family? Yep, it sure is. FYI to anyone dumb enough to PayPal Foodie money, if you do it like this, then you void the guaranteed refund on PayPal. yet. And it might get her in trouble with PayPal too. Might get her in big trouble. D. Angry Scott says, this is also not a subtle way to advertise for making custom feeder porn and cutting out Cameo's percentage. Yeah. So I guess it's just that bad. If you got YouTube, where you can make money, Cameo, where you can also make money, and I guess things are so bad that you can't even part with the small percentages that both sites are asking as their cut. You want to use their services, but you don't want to give them their cut. You just don't want to do it. You selfish, greedy, don't want to give them their cut. You don't want to part that with that little bit of money. It's hurting your pocket. Is it, Foodie? I think it is. I really think it is. Shame on you. Shame on you for not wanting to give them their cut. And Foodie, you've been using YouTube for years, literally years, as a portal to get in front of the feeders, to advertise yourself, to say, hey, I'm Foodie Beauty. This is what I do. If you like what I do, contact me on Instagram. Let's talk. Also using Cameo for the same reason, but it starts with YouTube. YouTube is the portal. You get in front of them. You get in front of those feeders, get them tempted. Say, hey, I'm doing this on YouTube. Like, imagine what I could do in private for you. I can go a little bit further. Yep. I mean, you could do this stuff on an adult site, like say OnlyFans. You could do that. But I think, and this is just a guess, I think the reason why you didn't do this stuff on, say, OnlyFans or Patreon or whatnot is because on sites like that, you would have to advertise yourself and there'd be a lot of competition because there's a lot of people doing the feeder stuff. You don't like competition. You can't deal with competition. So you decided to bring that shit to YouTube where it doesn't belong. It never belonged here. Never did it and never does it. And you should take it off. Tell your feeder people to meet you somewhere else because, girl world, we don't want to see it. It's not for us. We're not interested. If there are people that are interested, tell them to take it someplace else. Tell them to meet you there. You're using YouTube as a portal to get in front of these people, and then you're turning around and telling YouTube, even though I'm using your website as a portal to make money, I don't want to give you your cut. Well, too bad. You got to give them their cut. It's just how things are. All right. The Angry Scott says, wow, Foodie, the absolute stink of desperation coming from you about views and money is hilarious. Tell us more about how all that cash is Salah's wallet and how Salah pays for everything so you can just pay off your old debt. Yeah, tell us all about that. Tell us about your successful businessman husband with his Excel spreadsheets. Tell us about it. He's so successful. Didn't you tell us long ago that you could quit YouTube? He was doing so well that he loves you so much that you could quit YouTube anytime you wanted. Well, you ain't quit yet. You're still here. And you're over here begging for money, so I guess he's not that successful. Fan sponsorships. Give me a break. Give me a break. Effie Cujo says she got one Cameo request from a troll and didn't fulfill any of their requests. She took their money and sang part of a song that she didn't know and the buyer didn't ask for. Scamtel in full effect. Yep. Absolutely. All about what can I get and how can I get away with not giving back. Foodie, in life is about give and take. You got to give if you take, but all you do is take. You just take and you take and you take and you wonder why your life is a mess. You know, you got that selfish, self-centered, self-absorbed mentality. It's all about what you want, what you want, what you want. You know what I think? I think your food addiction is so out of control that, like, because of you going out in the sherry and running around all day, like you can't get enough food in you. Like you just need more and more and more, and your food problem is out of control. What you should be doing is getting your ass home to Canada and checking yourself into an inpatient. But I've been saying that over and over. Other people have said it over and over. You don't want to listen. You just want to keep building up your habit and expecting other people to pay for it. You feel entitled to it. Guess what? You are not entitled to other people's fucking money. Other people go out there and they work hard for their money. Do you understand? They have regular jobs. They got rent payments. They got mortgages. They got to take care of their kids. They got to buy groceries, which, by the way, are not cheap these days. There's a lot of things. Got to pay for their car insurance, their insurance, all that. Medical bills. You should be fine. You got 2 sites that you're on doing stuff. And you have the nerve to ask for other people's money. Hardworking people that need their money. How could you do that? You say you love your beezers so much, but how are you expressing your love? By taking and not giving. That is not love. That is not love. That is somebody who has a serious addiction problem that they should seek treatment for. But they don't want to. They want to continue to monetize it and glorify it in full view of the public. You want people to watch you get high in full view on YouTube, and you expect them to pay you for this self-harm content, because that's what it is. It is self-harm content. Beezers, that is what it is. When you have someone who is a food addict, they are addicted to food. Food is their drug. She's getting high off the food, and she's doing it on camera. It's addiction, monetized. That shouldn't be happening. I don't care what anybody says. Shouldn't be happening. Nobody should pay an addict to get high. Nobody should pay anyone to hurt themselves. Nobody should be supporting that shit. Ever. Ever. That is not entertainment. That is not what YouTube was meant for. That was not why YouTube was created. For people to get on YouTube and abuse the platform, monetizing their addictions. No, absolutely not. Just as it was not meant for, not created for, someone to bring adult fetishes to this platform and showcase them in front of people that are not interested and don't want to see that shit. It's not for them. They're not asking for it. It's not what they're into, and they shouldn't be exposed to it. And yet Foodie's been doing it over and over and over and over again with the adult baby stuff lately. And you can cut that out too, Foodie. You can really cut that out. That is incorrect. It is indecent. It is disgusting. Don't nobody want to see that. Take it to OnlyFans. Take it to Patreon. Take it wherever you want. Do it on Cameo. I don't care. But don't bring it here. There might be minors watching your stuff. And you over there trying to figure out, what can I do on YouTube and get away with it? And what can't I? If you're trying to figure out ways to do something and not get in trouble, that should tell you you shouldn't be doing on YouTube in the first fucking place. If you know you're doing something you ain't supposed to do, you're trying to be sneaky, that means you shouldn't be doing it. Take it elsewhere. Lime Jello says, so first Foodie, Chantal puts up her PayPal to have her beezers help her feed the cats. And now she puts up her PayPal to have them feed her. The grift never ends with this one. I reported her post, but YouTube never does anything. No, they don't. They don't. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, y'all. Like, they've got terms of service. Specifically, there's one that says you can't glorify eating disorders. Yet that's what she does. But I'm sure they would absolutely care if they found out that she's taking money out of their pocket. Chantal, YouTube is a company. They care about the bottom line. You know, they pay attention to the numbers. And the numbers they're paying attention to relate to money. So you over there affecting their numbers, taking money out of their pocket, are they going to be happy about that? No. No, I don't think they will. I don't think they would appreciate somebody stealing money from them. or attempting to, on one side, using their platform to make money, on the other side, stealing money out of their pocket. I don't think they'd like that. I think they get rather pissed off. Do something about it. You've already been in trouble with YouTube once, right? You got your channel taken away. Um, and and you want to try them? You want to play that game of chicken with YouTube? You're going to play that don't blink game of I'm going to have the big fupa balls and I'm going to make money on your platform and pull people somewhere else. But now openly, I'm going to ask people to just send money through PayPal. Do you think they're going to appreciate that? I don't think so. I think they get rather mad about that, real mad. Narky says, I knew it. She and Anime Sucks have been talking privately through Cameo, and that's how she set up the super chat bullshit yesterday. This was all a lead-in to try to get her beezers to do the same and send money so she could bypass the law and eat out. So broke. Yep. And I'm going to go on record as to tell y'all, I think Anime Sucks showing up yesterday. Look, I don't know what happened between them. I think maybe they made up after she made him mad because she didn't show his disgusting fetish picture on her Valentine's Day live. He got mad about that. They made up, though. Isn't it something that he shows up and boom, she's at a Mexican restaurant? I think maybe he paid for the meal. Sure did. I think he gave her money for the meal. He paid for that. He paid for the meal. He also won came in and he gave $300 in super chats. He always seems to show up when it comes to Foodie going out and eating food. Y'all notice that? I wonder if they're talking on the phone or text messages or something. Like they've got some private dealings with each other. But regardless of what, Foodie, you got big fupa balls. Going out to dinner, spending money on a luxury item that was not needed. Then turn around and begging the next day. You got to be kidding me. Are you serious? Are you serious? When other people are out there going to the grocery store, trying to make every dollar stretch, they're going to the dollar store trying to buy groceries, and you're over there going to a restaurant? You getting a meal? And then the next day you say you're broke? Darling, if you're going out to eat, you ain't broke. You ain't broke. Or if you are, you're not really concerned about your money. And you should be, obviously. But the entitlement is off the chain. Absolutely off the chain. Yup says, why are you asking people to send money through PayPal as friends and family when clearly a sponsorship is a business transaction? Trying to avoid paying taxes again, Foodie? Never give money to someone in active addiction. Correct. Never. If they say, I need to pay my rent, you know what you do? If you want to help them with the rent, you go directly to the landlord and you pay the rent yourself so that you know the rent's getting paid. If they say, I need to pay my phone bill or my light bill, then you go directly to that company and you pay that bill. But you do not put the cash in their hand because the cash will go for the addiction. Guaranteed 1,000,000%. Absolutely will. If the addiction is huge, if it's all encompassing, that's where the money's going to go. If you are deep into addiction, you're not thinking about your responsibilities. You're not thinking about the things you need to do. You're thinking about feeding the addiction. It is a very hungry monster that needs constant feeding and constant attention. And if it gets to a big enough level, that's all you want to do. It takes over your life. It'll ruin your life. It ruins friendships. It ruins relationships with family members. It can take away your job. It can make you homeless. I mean, because all you think about is that doggone addiction. It will consume you. It'll swallow you whole. And it's obviously swallowed her whole. Like, look at her. She's making money on YouTube, making money on Cameo. That's not enough. Now she's taken to grifting, asking people to send her money for cat food so she can feed Julia because she doesn't want to spend her money on cat food. And she wants to make money off the money that people send her. And now she's doing it again. Hey, send me money on PayPal and I will make videos for you, and then I'll double dip and put them on YouTube. She's asking people to pay her not just for content, but to make money off that content. Essentially, she wants to do her content for free. No cost out of pocket for herself. Listen, she's the one that chose long ago to make her channel as a eating food channel. So since she decided to do that, then it's her responsibility to go out and get the food, pay for it. So when she gets on YouTube, she makes whatever money off of it. It's her responsibility. It's nobody else's. It's not the Beezer's responsibility. It's no one's. If she chose the content for her channel, and whatever content that you do, then you also know if there are any costs associated with that, whether it's getting props or going on trips or buying equipment, it comes out of your pocket. No questions asked. You take on that responsibility. You don't go to your viewers and say, well, if you want me to do certain content, you got to pay for it. No, absolutely not, Beezers. No. She made the choice to make this channel about food. So if she wants to eat and if she wants to make her content about food, she should pay for the doggone food. And she should pay for it, since if she pays, like, say, $30 for a meal and she puts out a video and it gets high enough views, I'm going to let y'all know. Those that don't know, when you monetize a video, you get what's called an RPM. An RPM is a certain amount that you get paid per 1,000 views. So if, say, her video gets, let's just say, 8,000 views, and she gets a certain set amount per 1,000 views, whatever money she spent on that meal has already been recomped. But that money is not going to show up until the following month, because the way it works with YouTube, whatever money you make, say, this month, shows up next month. It always comes a month late. So if she spends money on food, she'll get it back. It just take a while, though. But it's no one's responsibility to give money to Foodie to pay for meals. That's just greedy. That is greedy. It is entitled. It is inappropriate. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Black Cat says, tell me you're broke without saying you're broke. Perfectly Imperfect says, wow, I guess Salah said no more fast food with his money. So now she's selling herself for food. Desperate and delusional. Yeah, she is. She is. She's been doing it for years. She's just more in the open now. That's all. That's the only difference. She's doing it out in the open now. She don't care. She's really testing the boundaries here. Absolutely. And I just thought about something. Foodie, weren't you recently calling somebody a hooker and a prostitute? Somebody was a stripper? Yeah, you did that. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing right now? You have a lot of dirty words to say about ladies in the adult industry, somebody who might be an adult entertainer or a dancer, a stripper. Well, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're farming yourself out. For what? Money? Food? Hey, farming is farming. You ain't got nothing to say about people in the adult industry. You really don't. Not when you're engaging in this behavior. Hypocrite. Hypocrite. You ain't got nothing to say. You're just doing a different kind of prostitution, madam. A different kind. A public kind. You're farming yourself out. Hey, but it is what it is. Let's call things by the right names, though. You're farming yourself out for money to feed your habit, because it is out of control. Absolutely out of control. I don't know if there's ever going to be a boundary, but it's out of control. And that's why you need impatient. But you're never going to get it, because you're going to justify carrying on the addiction because you're like, oh, it's my job. It's how I make money. It's how I get attention. Foodie, there are all kinds of ways in the world to get attention and make money without hurting yourself. But you're only interested in the thing where you are hurting yourself. You're so afraid of giving up that food crown that you hold on to it nice and tight. At the same time, it's unaliving you. But do as you will. But while you're doing that, stop begging from people. Times are hard. Have you looked around the world? Have you seen what's going on? The price of everything's gone up. People losing their jobs, lack of money, everybody worried about stuff. That's what's going on in the really real world. You should not be asking people for money for your addiction. Other people got things to do. You understand? You should be more respectful. You should actually be giving back more as a thank you. You should be counting your blessings that you're on YouTube, making the money that you do. You really should. You should be looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I am blessed. I'm on YouTube and I'm making enough money where I don't have to get a regular job. I should be thinking about those people out there that are watching my videos, giving me super chats, giving me super thanks. They go out there and they work hard. And they give me freedom that they don't themselves have. And because of them, I can do this. I have so much freedom. I am blessed. You don't look at things that way. You're entitled. You selfish brat. You're entitled. I hope one day your selfishness and your entitlement, it comes back around and bites you in the ass. I really do. Because like you're out of control. Seriously. Wonder Mom says to support her getting food with money is the same as getting somebody drugs. If she wants us to believe she is somebody addicted to food, nobody should pay for food because this is wrong. Exactly. It's that easy. Even her disgusting beezers know this, but they are just like her garbage. I will speak up for the beezers just a little bit. I know there are people in Foodie's audience that they're not into the food fetish. They actually care. But unfortunately, the majority, the amount of people that are in our audience that actually give a shit are small compared to the ones who don't. I show her chats. You guys know that when I do my reacts, I show her chats. I do it for a reason. I want y'all to see what's going on, what people are saying. Y'all can see for yourselves. People coming in there talking about food, mentioning food. Hey, let's go out and get something to eat, Foodie. Let's go get some dessert. Even though you're over 500 pounds and your blood sugar's up in like the diabetic coma level, let's go get something to eat. There's a lot of people in her chat that don't care about her. They might as well just pick up a shovel and run to the nearest graveyard and wait for her to arrive. They don't care. And we're the bad ones? Us reactors? Girl world, we're horrible? Yet they're the one encouraging an addict in their addiction, making things worse. When Foodie don't need no help with thinking about food. She thinks about food all the time, you idiot beezers. She thinks about food all the time. She's obsessed with food. And then when y'all come in talking about food, that's more justification. Oh, they're talking about food. Therefore, I should go and eat food. Those of you that say you care about her, you should be like doing the opposite and not talking about food. Discouraging her from eating, but you don't. Her addiction is her responsibility. True. But she doesn't need encouragement. Not at all. She's already on the extreme level of things. And now look at her. You want any proof that her addiction is out of control? Here, let me show you this. Doing feeder requests, courtesy of PayPal. Pay me to eat. Give me some money so I can go eat. When all of us as people that are adults, eating is just what we do. We don't ask anybody else to pay for our meals. You're an adult. You should know how to feed yourself. You should make the money to feed yourself. You don't go to other people and say, feed me. I don't want to go out and work. Feed me. Nah, she's not a toddler. She's almost 41 years old. Best thing anybody can do is make her figure it out. Make her learn. Let her understand that she cannot fall back on people when she screws up and she spends all of her money on junk and stuff on Temu and fast food restaurant meals. Let her learn. She needs to learn. If she doesn't learn now, when's she gonna? When's it gonna happen? Wonder Mom says, this is paying for Foodie Beauty to self-harm. We have reached the snuff YouTube video season of Chantal. People that give her money to eat are sick. Yes, absolutely. And she's catering to it, and she's going to keep catering to it as long as they give her money. She's not going to stop. Queen Jellybean, hashtag Foodie Beauty. Yes, asking viewers to send money directly to you, bypassing YouTube's monetization system to avoid their cut, is considered a violation of YouTube's terms of service and could result in channel penalties or termination. You hear that, Foodie? Termination. You've already been terminated once. Florida Salt and Sass says, not so interesting way to have your binges both completely paid for and also excused, enabled because it's content they paid for. We see you. Yeah, we do see you. I see you. And I said this. First, you grifted money for free cat food for Julia and food money for yourself, Foodie. Now you want people to feed you and pay you to make content you make money off of. F off, you loser. Stop buying subs. You have money, Bish. Yeah. And you're doing this on Ramadan. You're over there buying subs, going out to dinner. You spend all of your money, and then you're trying to go and you put your hand out and say, I'm an idiot. I spent all my money on buying subs for my own ego and going out to dinner, but give me your money. I'm a fool with my money, but since I'm a fool, just humor me. Give me your money since I'm such a fool. Humor me. No, nobody should be humoring you. No. That's not true humor. It's bad. Foop Olympic says broke and wearing diapers? Like, pick a freaking struggle. Yeah. I guess she's not attracting many of the adult baby fetish guys on her channel doing that. I guess not. I really guess not. And Foodie, I remember all the way back during Crackhead Olympics, when you were eating way too much food, you were having bowel issues to the point where you were afraid to leave the house because you were afraid of an accident. And here we are again in Kuwait, same issue, only worse. Like, I don't know if you have bowel issues to the point where you need to wear like adult diapers. If you got to wear them, you got to wear them. But that should tell you like how out of control your food issue is. Like, if you can't control your bowels, it's time to stop. It's really time to stop this. What else we got here? I'm looking for something. Give me a second. Moving on. Nana Spike T says, this absolutely screams I'm broke. Secondly, what happens if when she has a medical emergency or dies? Of course, her buzzards will blame the haters. Nope, this is all on Foodie Beauty. She's the one begging for food, eating herself to death. Eat up, I guess. Beezers, we're not the ones encouraging her to eat. We're not the ones telling her, eat up, Chantal, and sending her money. You guys are. Some of you guys are. You're the one supporting her habit. You're the one enabling her. We're not. We call her out on her bullshit. We are not enabling her. We're not even enabling her by telling her the things she wants to hear. We're not co-signing on her bullshit. We call her out for her bullshit. But those of you in her chat, you're enabling her. You're her yes men. You're her hug box. You are her funders. You are her enablers and supporters. That's what you're doing. I know it's an ugly truth, but look at it, smell it, taste it. The truth is the truth. You're going to her channel, and when you look at Foodie, she is an active, raging food addict. You're not just looking at somebody doing mukbangs. If she did not have her extreme food addiction, I would say yes, she's doing mukbangs. She doesn't have a problem with food, but she does. And she's told you guys about it repeatedly. She's talked about BED, hasn't she? So you are fully aware of the fact that she can't control herself with food. And what do y'all do? You talk about food. You send her money for food. Stop. You care about her? Stop. If you don't care about her, I guess keep going. But if something happens to her and she becomes bedbound or she gets in the hospital or worse, who's the most to blame? She's to blame because she's the addict and she's got the addiction, and it's her responsibility to seek help and recovery and treatment. But those of you enabling her, you had a hand in that. Ooh, you had a big hand in that. You know you did. You know you do. So do you care or not? If you do, prove it. If you don't, I guess you'll also prove that. Huh. Here's something. I'm looking for something in particular. Hold on. Wonder Mom says, so now that ALR and Foodie Beauty are doing the feeder porn for money so they can unalive themselves faster with crappy food, what do the families think of them? Playing the victim of addiction at the same time, farming themselves out for money. I bet Salah's family loves it. I bet they do. I bet they really do. Milky Chai says, letting subs send money specifically for food requests, knowing a lot of your audience are feeders. This is a porn kink. Yeah, it is. Adult content doesn't belong on YouTube. Never belonged here. Hectic Llama says, OMG, she found a workaround for Anime Sucks to still send her money. Yeah, I'm sure he's known her PayPal all along. I mean, he gives her money. People that give Chantal money like that, she's going to want personal contact. And she's going to maybe talk to him on the phone or give him her PayPal just to get money directly from that person because she's greedy. So I don't think he didn't know about her PayPal until now. I think he's always known. I really do. Fondue Pondu says, Foodie Beauty, why in the F should people pay for your content props? Your job you chose to do is film content. You already fleeced them out of memberships. You don't do members only lives. And now you expect them to pay for your food and entertainment? Yep. And pay for the materials used to make the videos, which is her responsibility as a content creator. That's how it should go. You need something for your live streams, you pay for it. And if you can't pay for it, you don't do that kind of content. She chose the food content, therefore the food is completely her responsibility, not the responsibility of her viewers. And check this out. Y'all look at this. Lean in. Shenanigans says, we see you, Chantal. So Baked Korean want to do a little request saying, I send you coins for pharmacy scale weigh-in. How much is it, please? Foodie Beauty says, the pharmacy doesn't have a scale. It's the city center that does. And I need $50 Canadian for that. She says, because it's right at the cash and it's embarrassing. So she's farming out anything. Anything you ask her to do, you got to pay for it. So just stepping on a scale is going to cost somebody $50. Just stepping up onto a scale, which requires no effort at all, $50. $50 freaking dollars. Boy, you're just sinking low, aren't you, Foodie? Like just taking a step costs you $50. Oh my God. What else we got here? And that was me giving her like this number of subs she bought. And this is just like a sidebar issue, but I'm going to include it in anyway. Hectic Llama says, this is what it looks like on the restaurant's menu. Sounds yummy. And if she'd actually just looked at the menu, she would have seen that rice and beans are optional and cost an extra 150 KD. So if she looks at the menu, it says this is what you get. It doesn't say it comes with sides, and yet she was complaining, they didn't give me any rice. You didn't pay for it. They're not going to give it to you for free. Greedy. Absolutely greedy. You shouldn't have been going out to the restaurant anyway if you're going to come on the next day and beg money from people. How about that? So I just wanted to do this little rant react thing, get this off my chest, get it out of my system. Because I couldn't do like a monetized video because I knew YouTube was going to slap me on the bottom and send me to my room for all the bad words I've said. But I just want to let y'all know what's going on with Chantal. She's taken her grift to the next level. She's openly doing feeder requests, and she's telling people, hey, you want some feeder stuff? Send me money through PayPal and do it through friends and family so they don't take a bigger cut. She's essentially trying to cheat YouTube out of money. She doesn't want to give up that 30%, nor does she want to give up the percentage to Cameo doing stuff through there, which is exactly what she's been doing on Cameo, doing feeder stuff. So, I feel better now. So I hope you guys have a good day. I'm going to go ahead and post this to YouTube, and y'all take care today. All right, I'm out. Bye.